Following news of that historic announcement made by Washington tribes this week, Yakama Nation calling for government to remove 3 hydropower dams on the Columbia River.
The Native Nation is claiming that they never consented to the construction, which they say violates their treaty rights. They also say that the dams have just been detrimental to the salmon. Simone Del Rosario is back from the Columbia River. You were there for that historic announcement, and I know you're getting responses now from our state leaders.
So far, we've heard from 2 congressional members who are pretty close to the issue geographically. They have hydropower dams in their district. The message from both of them is one against removing dams. Now, to remind you, Yakama Nation is calling for the removal of these 3 dams on the lower Columbia River. That's Bonneville, the Dalles, and John Day, which are a pretty big source of power for our region. Now, a spokesman for Congresswoman Cathy McMorris Rodgers says Cathy does not support removing dams within the Columbia River system. Hydropower is the largest source of clean, renewable energy in Washington state. As we work to address climate change, we should invest in clean energy resources, not sabotage them. And Congresswoman Jamie Herrera Butler says, I would strongly caution against removing our region's current carbon-free, low-cost energy infrastructure, adding that she has no doubt that a win-win outcome for our fish and climate are possible by continuing to improve our hydropower system, not destroy it. But Native nations continue to feel that the dams are a no-win situation, even with billions of dollars pumped into the river to mitigate the impacts of them. And now they're calling on their treaty rights as a reason to tear them down. Now, it's been an effective strategy in the past. I asked Yakama Nation Chairman Jode Gowdy if he's prepared to sue.
If it comes to a situation where we must defend our rights, all I can say is that a commitment will remain from the Native nations that we will continue to defend our rights, defend our way of life.
And they use all that precedent to point out that right now, here and now, this dam is causing a problem. It is affecting these fish runs, it's affecting the rights of these tribal people, and it is affecting the quality of our environment for all citizens.
Well, some congressional members may be slow to respond to yesterday's historic announcement, but reaction from environmental groups has just poured in all over the place from the past day, calling Yakama Nation's vision bold and a challenge for us all to think beyond our region's immediate needs of power and navigation, which these dams provide.
Obviously, tearing down these dams would be huge, really big deal. Is there a precedent set for this?
Yeah, so there is a legal precedent for tribes getting some major environmental decisions through the courts, especially using their treaty rights, but don't expect an answer overnight. This ask reminds me a lot of the state's Culvert case. It was a 17-year court battle that went all the way to the Supreme Court, where 21 Washington tribes, citing their treaty-protected fishing rights, demanded the state fix or replace hundreds of culverts blocking fish passage. That'll cost the state billions of dollars, and that fix is still more than a decade away. So we're talking about a huge case that's going to take at least 30 years from inception to result. There's no guarantee that this dam case on the Columbia is going to result in a court case, but it is a serious demand when tribes are citing their treaty rights and their legal rights here. It will need to be addressed.
All right, Simone, thank you.